Hello, welcome to the Cozy Joe Show. I was getting ready to do a knit pattern when I realized I haven't even taught you a certain stitch. So that's what I'm here to do. I've got my big fat training yarn there, and I'm going to dig into my straight needle set here and get a big fat set. Let's see here. That'll work. This is a 8mm. I love these short needles. And when I found these, oh, I fell in love with them. All right. Yep, all right. Let's see. Where's the end of this mess? Oh, there we go. All right. So I'm going to cast on, oh, let's see. Let's go with 20. I'm going to cast on 20 stitches, and I'll come back and I'll show you how to do ribbing, which is a elastic stretchy stitch that you use for brims of hats or entire hats. I'm feeling sporty tonight. I'll do a couple of cast on here, so you don't have to go back to that video, but I would suggest you do. Okay, so you put the needle through the loop on the left needle underneath. You're going to yarn over the bottom needle, just like that. And you're going to kind of give it a little bit of tension and pull it back through that loop. So now you have a loop on both needles, and you're going to slip that off of the right needle onto the left needle. All right, so it's got 2 stitches on there. This is called the short tail cast on. Well, that's what I call it. It might have another fancy name, but that's what I've always called it. All right, and you just do that the whole time to cast on however many stitches you need. Just like that. So I have 20 stitches cast on, and ribbing is worked, it's a multiple of 2 stitches. So anytime you're doing ribbing, you always want to make sure it's divisible by 2. Why? Because you're going to alternate back and forth between the knit stitch and the purl stitch. And a purl stitch is basically a knit stitch done backwards. And you can do it, it can even go like 2 knit stitches, 2 purl stitches, but it's always a multiple of 2. Okay? And so I'm going to put my hook in right there underneath that first stitch, just like that. All right, and I'm going to yarn over that bottom needle. We're going to do a knit stitch. Okay? Pull it up snug, and then just pull it through, and then slip that worked stitch off the end of the left needle. Okay, just like that. Now for a purl stitch, I couldn't ever figure out what they were talking about. Bring your yarn to the front of your work. Okay, well, this is what you do. You're going to bring the yarn between the 2 needles like this towards you. Okay, now you're working on the opposite side of that cast on stitches, and you're going to put the needle in the front of the stitch from the point of the needle towards the back, just like that. And you're going to yarn over. It's kind of awkward, I know. It takes a little bit of getting used to. And you're going to pull it through, just like that, and slip that worked stitch off the end of the needle. Okay, always pull your yarn up a little snug when you complete a stitch. Now I need to do a knit stitch. I did a knit and a purl. So now I'm going to take the yarn back between the needles and go to the back again so that I can do a knit stitch. And the knit stitch goes in the back of the stitch, just like that, needle under, yarn over, and pull it through, just like that, slip that worked stitch off the end. Now I need to do another purl stitch. See how this is going? Pull it between the needles to the front, and I'm going to go in the front of that stitch, just like that, on top of that left needle. Okay, yarn over, and then pull it back through. Slip that worked stitch off the end of that left needle. All right, pull it up a little bit, put some tension on it. Back to a knit stitch. So I take it between the needles to the back, and then do another knit stitch. And that's your pattern all the way across. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. And once you do it enough, you can see which stitch you're going to be doing next. Okay? So that's all you do. So I'm going to finish this, and then we'll come back and look at it when I get to the end. So I finished my pattern stitch going all the way across. This was that right needle, and it's knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl all the way across. Now I'm going to zoom in. All right, you see these, hang on. You see these little bumps right here? That's your purl stitches, okay? So it's got the little loop pulled to the front right there. That's when you did the purl stitch on, okay? Okay, we went across, we did knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. We ended on a purl stitch, okay? So when I turn it, I'm going to start with a knit stitch. Whatever you end with, you're going to do the opposite of that on the start of your next one. So it's going to be knit, purl across here as well. So let's just start with our knit stitch, and you can start seeing how it comes together once you get a little bit of length. You need about, oh, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches before it really starts looking like ribbing. Okay, and I'm just doing my knit, purl. I'm not the fastest knitter, but that don't matter. You do you. Whatever makes you happy. All right, I got yarn spaghetti there. All right, I'll come back when I'm finished with the row. All right, so I've completed the second row. You can see it's getting some length to it there. If you look really close, you can start seeing the little, I don't know why my camera's wanting to be so blurry. You can start seeing the little V stitches there that's your knit stitches. And these that look like a little seed, right here, these little horizontal lines, that's your purl stitches. So you can see knit, purl, all the way across. Okay? And I'm going to do the same thing. When I turn it, it's going to be the same pattern, knit, purl. So now you can see that the ribbing is starting to have some shape and texture. There's your knitted stitches right there that look like little V's, and they're just going to go up in a column. And then the purl stitches are kind of recessed next to them. So you get a nice hill, valley going all the way across there, see? And that's how you do rib stitching. And the longer that gets, the more elastic it's going to get. Yep, there you go.